I'm here. I'm here. Tudo bom? Como vão? A janta tá descendo. Peraí, gente. Boa noite, Bimon. Como é que vai você? Tudo bom? Deixa eu dar uma atualizada aqui na minha dashboard aqui. Deixa eu ver como é que tá o meu áudio. Padrão, né, gente? Padrão. Padrão, né, gente? Padrão. Beleza? Parece que tá tudo certo. Então, como é que vocês estão? De buenas nas lagoenas? Qual é o Winx favorita de vocês? Agora que eu parei pra pensar, eu acho que eu não tenho uma Winx favorita. Ah, pera. Eu vou dizer Tecna, a fada da tecnologia. Podem desistir. Eu estou bem, eu acabei de comer. Eu estou um pouco preocupada de eu ficar rotando aqui, né? Mas acho que vai dar bom. Nossa, eu esqueci de pôr água. Mas ainda tem uma aqui. Beleza. Estamos aqui na... Infelizmente, a única live dessa semana. E semana que vem não vai ter live. Então vamos fazer valer, né? Eu vou continuar lendo aqui. Como vocês podem ver, temos aí um navio pirata. Hoje é a rota da Vreska, ela mesma. A Bloom e a Stella, na dúvida, vai na Stella. A Stella, pelo menos, ela dá umas boas risadas pra gente. Your latest narrative jaunt has you walking down an Alternian shore. The two moons light up this beach cove in shades of pink and lime green, their reflections playing at shimmering patterns in the gentle waves. It would be beautiful, if not for the haggard, monstrous gulls picking the flesh from dead, and pungently rotting fish, crabs, and even one of their own. You keep your distance as they eye you warily, gore on their chipped beaks. These are not potential friends. Everywhere you jump, serendipity seems to guide your hand. But would it be right to call you fortunate? The night is cool, almost cold. You kick a pure white seashell down the beach. It skips gracelessly in the dark gray sand. You have brought friends together and just barely begun to master this tremendous and strange new power. But no, you think, you are not fortunate. As you walk along down the sand that's still radiating stored up heat from the searing day, you feel a pang. Something's missing. You know you've felt this way before, but you can't place when. You have a gulf within you, the width and breadth of this ocean. An isolation so plain, so true, that it seems impassable, invincible. Opa, com licença, isso é o braço articulado fazendo barulho, não é uma caveira rindo de mim. You step on a weird bug and you don't even care. Yes, you are filled with a sudden, almost comforting conviction. Nothing you have done on your journey has really made a difference. If you can pick up and put down the lives of these alien weirdos and human weirdos and shake them like an etch and a sketch when things go wrong, are you really accomplishing anything? Or are you just building shitty castles in the sand with flimsy plastic implements, castles that won't mean shit for nothing when the tide rises? You've decided. You are a creature of solitude. You are a rock. You are an island. From now on, you walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. There may be an angled figure crouched with terrible posture on a dock ahead, sure. That figure may be sitting next to an intriguing-looking moored ship, yes. But surely one glimpse of a potential life to meddle in won't immediately make you fall off the wagon back to a life of itinerant friendship, right? Oh, sweet new friend! Eu sou um lobo solitário, ninguém pode me entender, ninguém vai me entender. Ai meu Deus, um novo amigo! É tipo isso. God damn it! You amble over to the girl hunched on the dock, little. De onde eu li little? Meu Deus. On the dock, like the stupid Sambo friends left you are. Doing an acrobatic fucking pirouette off the wagon. She hasn't seen you yet, so you watch her like a creep. Eu gostei dessa trilha sonora. E tipo, tem várias palavras nessa rota que eu não tô entendendo o que elas significam. Meu vocabulário não vai tão longe assim. She's leaning over a complicated pile of papers, erasing boxes and filling them in again. Every once in a while, she pauses to roll various dice. As soon as you take one step onto the wooden deck, she looks up and jumps with a feline quickness into a standing position, looking immediately ready for a fight. Whoa. What are you? You raise your hands in a pathetic sort of I'm innocent and weak motion, which for you is basically any motion. Wait a second. You're that weirdo that was bothering Kanaya, aren't you? Yep, you're exactly that weirdo, and now you're here saying hello to a new stranger and maybe make a new friend. Isn't that great? Great. Just what I needed. More meddling. I know I'm the coolest, but I'm kind of busy right now. Big campaign tonight. Dude, you are so good at campaigns, you tell her. You're all about hope and change. You helped Al Gore hang a Chad. Type Kano and Tyler too. What even the fuck are you saying? Don't call me dude, or anything else for that matter. Ugh, you mean... No, you mean you're down to help? Maybe be her campaign manager? Ha! I'm the captain here, buddy. But, as it happens, I'm currently all out of first mates. Wanna be a swabby? Oh, it's like a boat thing, okay. Yes? So that's why there's a boat there. What are all the papers on the ground for? The campaign, dumbass! They're the character sheets for me, the greatest petticoat seagrift ever to sail the 8 seas. One of our friends was raised in a cave and she still knows what a flarp is. Well, you can zap over to the cave and ask her then. Nossa, acabou com a brisca. Her look of indifference is immediately replaced with a tilt of the head, as though your threat to leave caught her attention. Ew, not unless you want to smell like cat piss for weeks and get high off secondhand nip. Look, it's simple. Pick a name and roll up some stats. For example, I am Marquise Spinneret Mindfang. I'm the scourge of the high seas, an undefeated champion of naval flarp. My colors on the horizon turn even high bloods into sniveling cowards. You say that sounds really cool, but aren't troll names 6 letters long? You mean, you've only met a couple before this, but for some reason you have a really strong sense of the rules here. I'm in character here. Try to keep up. You guess that explains the outfit. She seems really into this. Maybe weirdly into this. It's all a bit intense. Isn't this just a game? O equivalente da Vriska sendo cheirada em Flarp é como se ela fosse uma exímia jogadora de RPG e ela gostasse muito de GURPS, que é bem interpretativo. Flarp is more than just a game. and I'm the best there is. How about this? If you agree to make a character and sail with me, I'll tell you my real name. You look at her elaborate costume over at her ship and decide. Why the hell not? You've already made your friend bad, now you have to sleep in it. Not that you're going to sleep or anything, that would be patently ridiculous. Oh my, she was not joking. FLARP, Player's Handbook. Gaming Flabstractions. Oh fuck. The stat batch is the first and most important of the flabstractions you'll be summoning in FLARP. It displays our attributes and vitals. This is important because your vitals will constantly fluctuate on a number of factors, including real physical performance and vitality. Summoning a stat batch is the first thing you will do upon creating your character. Creating a character. FLARP has a simple 3-step character creation process that lets you easily decide on both your proficiencies and abilities by setting various attributes, which automatically determine your class. Rolling the dice rostra. You first need to fill out the various rostra of your attributions counts by making 10 dice rolls of varying complexity. Oh my, that's a lot of words. Okay, let's walk you through this. You should be flattered that a master game like me is giving you the full tutorial. I had to read the book myself with no help. The first thing to do is roll values for each of the dice rostra. Simple, right? She pops a huge bag of dice out of her Silodex and starts handing you groups at a time. You roll 2d4 for dice rostrum, Throne of the Empress, and get 2 1s. You roll 6d6 for dice rostrum, Conductor's Stand, and 6 fucking snake eyes stare up at you from the wood of the dock. Wow, you're really bad at this. Take the insult lying down. Por que eu só tenho uma opção? You've gotta hand it to her. When she's right, she's right. And she's right, so she's right. Oh my god, isso aqui é literatura, gente. You've finished all 26 dice rolls required for this game, and you've gotten the lowest on each one. What rotten luck. I have never seen anyone roll this low before. I didn't even know you could get to 0. Oh my. It's okay, we can save this by putting the stats in the right place. She flips to another page of the player's handbook that shows you the attributes of FLARP. For some reason, you can read them, despite just arriving on this planet for the first time. Good evening, Mateos without an H. How are you? I'm good. She flips to another page of the player's handbook that shows you the attributes of FLARP. For some reason you can read them. I just read this. Okay. So, your Vim, Grit, Pulchritude, and Grace combine with real-life vitals to make your HP. Wait, real-life vitals? Your body's weak and shitty. Is this some kind of hardcore game? The most dangerous game? If you die in the game, you die. Do you die in real life? Oh my god, is this Sword Art Online? Yeah. You didn't know? Already got some ending. Which one? No, I didn't got. No. I didn't get any ending. Any bad ending, neutral ending. No endings. I just started the stream. The sheer combined shock of what you don't know could kill an elephant quicker than Thomas Edison trying to discredit an immigrant. Oh my, that was actually good. You get to roll again when you level up, so you won't be so pathetic forever. I mean, if you survive. But with a scourge like me at your side, you're on easy street. I'm jealous of you, really. You gulp and nod. Okay, let's finish this. The Marquise grins. Her lipstick smears a bit where her fangs jut out. You'd think that's just how it is for trolls wearing lipstick, but Kanaya's was perfect. She pulls an 8-ball out of her pocket and smashes it, suddenly and violently on the dock. You jump at the noise. She looks at you pitifully, and then decides not to make fun of you. Out of the wrecked plastic sophistic sphere, a gross fucking grubby worm appears. It's like the size of a wiener dog. And it's wriggling. You see that it's pulsating. Oh my god. Oh, wow. I'm good. Covered in the blue-tinted family recreation water, once inside an 8-ball, the grub swallowing ovipositor glistens. It extends to deposit a massive brood of eggs, each glowing in the center with a slowly pulsating LED light. This is so fucking gross. You look away and dry heave a bit. Leaning off the dock. So far, this game sucks ass. Jag! Don't tell me you've never seen a game grub before. You tell her you have never seen a game grub before. Also, maybe she should give a CW before she makes you a caution warning. Caution warning, right? She makes you watch a thing that includes a glistening ovipositor. What? Oh shit, yeah. That was pretty gross. Here. You bring up the pause menu, click on warnings, and give it a read before making an informed decision. Have those been here the whole time? Oh. Well, as a general rule, Pesterquest contains added language, violence, and innuendo. Content warnings for specific routes can be accessed by clicking on the route title. No warnings. Alcoholism, underage drinking, neglectful fault hurting. Abusive guardian, abandonment, neglectful parenting, abusive guardian, animal abuse, animal attack. Suggestive themes, parental death, suicide mention, state-mandated murder, blood swears. Blood, gore, death, parental neglect, drug use. Oh my god, there are so many things in this one. Cannibalism, animal, mind control, arachnids and insects in detail, vor, gore, death, parental mistreatment, gender and identity discomfort, strangulation, dyspraxia, stimming, United States politics, historical, panic attacks. Just now the warnings, we survived all these worst weeks ago. Yeah, so... É o seguinte, isso aqui são os trigger warnings, né? Caso as pessoas tenham gatilho com essas paradas. Aí tá falando capítulo por capítulo o que que tem. Meu Deus. Daqui pra baixo. O nível. Fala, Rica. Tudo bom, meu rei? Vriska taps her foot impatiently while you fuck around in the game client. For some reason, seeing a full list of content warnings isn't easing your anxiety about what's ahead. It reminds you of something that once made you really angry. In fact, you're especially worried about the gore and death tags. Maybe you should just peace out of this. Tô bem. There's basically no harm whatsoever. no harm whatsoever in your eating out of this one, and it might save you a drowning for a good measure. Not that flirtation with dangerous ants is exactly rare for you. Peace out or play flarp with Vriska. I guess if I peace out here, the route ends. Let's see. You know what? You're not feeling up to tabletop gaming today. You close your eyes and feel yourself sink into another narrative. Wait! You're lost. Yeah, we made her sad. Okay, that was one ending. Look, Mateus. I got an ending. And now, I can play Flarp with Vriska. You know what? You're an informed reader and a prepared gamer. You've got this. You ask Vriska what's next. She points to one of the glowing, blinking eggs, which is hatching a pixelated-looking bat. It flaps its way into the air with a high-pitched squeak and starts glowing and projecting a holographic image of a torch. Alright, all you have to do is assign your dice rostra on your attribution sconce. What? Pick your best and worst stats. Your top two stats determine your starting class. There's a lot of classes, but I'm already the best one. Alright, well, that seems simple enough. Drag attributes into the dice roster you want to utilize for them. This decision is permanent, so make sure you are satisfied before pressing finalize and ensconcing them. Oh my, do I have to do this? Okay. Throne of the Empress, your score 14. Your top two attributes will determine your starting class. Okay. Drag attributes to the dice rostra on the attribution sconce. Hover for details. Vim, your Vigor. Primary component of HP, high Vim makes you more durable, while low Vim makes you more dangerous when you're vulnerable. Ras, Riscality. Your ability to get away with mischief. Riscality is your compliance matrix defense. I like that. Dexterity, the measure of your finesse, paired with Grey for intricate tasks. PLC, Pulchritude, your suaveness and hard-boiled credentials, important for any action that requires charm or charisma. Grace, your ability to maintain your poise and smoothness, paired with Dex for intricate tasks. Appetite, your hunger and enthusiasm. High app makes you more effective in combat, while low app improves your passive healing. Mangret, GRT isn't just for men, but it is what helps you lift saves or keep your cool when you're wounded. Hubris, your sheer confidence. High hub lets you overrule your clouder more successfully. Low hub increases your compliance matrix offense. LVG, leverage. Leverage is the foundation of the balance of power between clouders. Imagination, your inventiveness, highly useful for all classes when clouding. So I'm going to use this one here. Scrimshaw workstation. I'm going to use my imagination, I guess. So I am an infant cerebro. I don't know what this is, and now I'm going to go random. That's what it's going to happen. Yes, I am playing Flarp. It's so cool. I'm playing Flarp. Finalize. Your two highest attributes are RAS and Image. Your starting class will be Infant Cerebral. There are 2 snakes inside you, or maybe 3. Their varying material states empower you to confuse all who cross your path. A max level Petticoat Seagrift and a level 1 Infant Cerebro. Not exactly the meta strat. You're lucky you're paired with a number 1 gamer on Alternia. Before I can carry you to victory, we need just one more thing. There's more of this bullshit? What now? Is a giant sandworm going to poke its head out of the sand and puke up some more fucking game mechanics that will be described in excruciating narrative detail? Cerebro is cerebro, believe it or not. Yeah, oh my god, I was so shocked with this information. Quit being so dramatic, your character needs a name. Oh, a name. You already have one of those, though. You told Jade it already. But man, you're not feeling as comfortable with it right now for some reason. Why is thinking of yourself as a distinct being with an identity and a history feel so uncomfortable? What's wrong with you? Might as well just make up a character name. Name your character. Qual vai ser o nome do meu personagem? Mentira, não vai ser isso aqui não. Cibele? Tá bom, mas vai ser uma Cibele cibernética, então vai ser Cyberly. The Marquise welcomes you aboard her ship, Cyberl. As soon as you confirm your name, the other eggs start squelching and cracking into more little flying holographic biotech projectors of various shapes and sizes, moths and dragonflies, and lightning bugs zipping off into the distance. What was that I was just reading? I don't know. Vriska catalogs all her various books and character sheets, pushes her eye patch glasses up the bridge of her nose, and clambers up the gangplank of her ship, which you see has a name painted on the side in cerulean script as you follow her. Brigantine. Here, hold this. Vriska hands you a rope and you hold onto it, keeping the mainsail rolled up as she scurries to and fro, a foot and ball, across the deck of the ship, making adjustments. You watch her try to tie a double bowline, but struggle with the dexterity of her mechanical fingers, swearing in frustration under her breath. You politely look away and try to make idle conversation. You ask for her end of the bargain. What? Her name! You made a character! She tells you her name, that's the deal. She secures another rigging and stomps back over to you. You haven't really made a character until you're in costume. Is your fit not already fresh? Perhaps even the freshest? Here. She dumps an extra outfit out of her inventory, looking almost exactly like an earlier version of hers, smaller with more amateur stitching. You put on the big bridge coat and feel super badass. She looks at you, tilts her head to evaluate, and then grabs a jaunty hat, feather and all, from her Silodex and pops it on your head. Nice. Alright, my name is Vriska. Vriska Circuit, don't you forget it! Vriska Circuit, or the Marquise, satisfied with her preparations, snatches the rope from you and lets it go. unfurling the mainsail. She practically skips to the captain's wheel, ready to steer the brigantine out of the harbor. Real name basis is one step closer to friendship, though for a moment you feel like you got to that name already. Your brain is messed up enough without remembering stuff that maybe didn't happen in canon. If canon is even a real thing that means something anymore. Your unsettling metatextual introspection is interrupted by Vriska shouting, "Roll for initiative!" You hear the buzz of projector bugs boarding your ship, and soon 4 flickering holograms appear on the main deck looking like lurching zombie trolls. You already hear dice rattling on the deck, and you look over at her to cheat and figure out what you need to roll. Alright, I'm starting with an 18. Looks like you gotta subtract the modifier. 19. Huh. Guess you go first, Cyberly. This is it. It's LARPing time. You look down at the piece of paper with your abilities on it, ready to cast magic missile or Bugsby grasping hand or some shit. You pick the top attack from the list. It's your special class ability. You channel the spirit of the infant Cerebro, point straight at one of the holographic zombies, and yell that you're casting incomprehensible mindfuck. Morbing time? Almost. You grab a D20 and blow on it in your hand. Your lady luck, no snake eyes. Other gambling terms, whatever. You let the icosahedron of tabletop destiny drop through the air, awaiting the result with bated breath. You get a 2 and miss. God damn it. Vriska laughs out loud. Check out how a real gamer does it. Then she shows you how a real gamer does it. Over the course of this and the next 4 holographic encounters of ballooning complexity, tediousness, difficulty, and word count, she just rolls so many goddamn dice and keeps track of so many goddamn stats. You're overwhelmed, bewildered, and tired of doing math in pencil by the time the last squid-themed Holo Monster dies. You were worried about the danger of this game before, but it seems like the only way you're gonna die today is from fucking boredom. Then you spot it. A schooner painted all in black emerges from the fog. You shout to Vriska that there's a ship on the port horizon. Vriska looks right. Does she not know the difference between port and starboard? Huh. You point in the proper direction, and she gives that mischievous grin of hers. Now it's time for the real action. We've entered the PvP-enabled zone. She puts aside her character sheets and dice, drawing a blue saber. She holds it in one hand, the ship's wheel in the other. That's the Rue, the ship of Dreadclaw Ophelia, top of the naval FLARP leaderboards. She's got a whole crew on that boat. Suba a bordo, vaca, vamos pra terapia. Gostaria, né? Gostaria de dizer isso pra ela. Infelizmente estou presa numa sessão de RPG com a Vriska. But she's just another rich sea dweller with hired help, and she's been too scared to face me. Vriska's pointed your ship straight at the Rue, and you've picked up speed. You can make out a troll girl with finned ears in a gaudy purple outfit that you described as sexy pirate Halloween costume from the world's most bougie party city, Dreadclaw Ophelia. It's absolutely garish compared to Vriska's more normcore approach to RP activewear, but dressed much more humbly than the captain are a bunch of lowbloods standing behind her, clutching shitty, rusty swords and shaking. So let's bring the fight to her. You're not slowing down, you're pointed straight at the enemy hull. Vriska steers your ship directly into the well-appointed schooner, and you struggle to keep your feet at the shock of impact, which knocks the violet blood and her frightened thralls to the deck of the Rue. She yells over the din of horrific wooden wood screeching. Hey, Swabby! Wanna be really good at sword fighting? You look at her with stars in your eyes. Yes, you do want to be really good at sword fighting. You nod eagerly, and she underhand tosses you her blue-hilted saber, which you catch eagerly. Oh my, oh no, is she? Oh my god. Fuck. Vriska grins back, puts her hand on her temple, and squints with her one good eye. The 7 red dots of her prosthetic seem to smear and blur as your vision loses focus. You've managed well to this point as first mate of the brigantine, but your sea legs seem to give out on you all at once. Oh no, oh my god, oh no, oh yeah, oh my god. Ah, tá, oh my god, peraí, eu tenho esse.
Oh my god! Bombastic side-eye. Criminal offense.
Trust, I trust.
Do you understand?
You drop the sword you were just given and it clatters to the deck. You try to tell her something's wrong, but your mouth lolls open and you drool a bit. A dull pain gains a sharp and sudden clarity. It feels as though 8 spindling legs are crawling on your head. No, in your head. Each footfall feels more like a knife cutting through butter. Criminal offensive side-eye. At some point, all sensation slips into nothing, and you follow the sword to the ground asleep. What the fuck? Wake up, Moran! You don't hear that, and you don't wake up. The salt and swell of the ocean gives way to the rustling of alien trees. No longer do you hear the scream of gulls following your ship, waiting for corpses and gore to tumble overboard. It's all peaceful. Consciousness returns to you, and its first present is the discovery that you're face down in slightly wet dirt. Some got in your mouth. You spit it out and sit up, brushing muck off of your flarp costume. Wait, that's not a flarp costume. That's a hoodie with a jagged cerulean symbol, a different symbol on it, loose-fitting, as though it belonged to a friend. Oh my. Half memories swim in your mind as you take in the scene, just as familiar as your clothing. A stump sitting in a clearing between the trunks of a purple-treed Alternian forest. A harpoon sticks out of it. Oh my, oh no! No! This stump would typically fill you with unease, an aura of death and defeat. But a squirrely silhouette cuts through the darkness, and you step further into the clearing and feel your heart lift. Oh my, it's not who I had in mind. I don't know who this is. This type of look that says to get out in Portuguese, side-eye. Side-eye, oh my. That was absolutely excellent. You get a 5 stars for that. Sitting there on the stump, kicking bare feet back and forth, Tilting her head to the side and smiling impishly is your friend, Boulder Lamati. You remember her. You remember her! I don't, though. Psst. Fancy seeing you here. That's a joke. I'm a figment of your imagination and was expecting you the whole time. Looks like Melody from Hunter x Hunter. Oh, yes, it does. Yeah. She pats the stump next to her in an inviting gesture, and you sit down. You feel less adrift than you can even remember. You tell her you missed her. Of course you did. You've gotten yourself into a real mess, dear friend. You ask about all your old friends. Sitting next to you, they flip through your mind clear as day, as though the memories were never locked away in the first place. How are Tagora and Galek doing? Has she run into Ardata again? What's going on in the neighborhood? Do folks miss you? That last question collapses her wry smile into a genuine, crestfallen expression. I can't really tell you that for sure. You've seen it for yourself, just how much he can do. There's a whole other disturbance in this neighborhood, and it has his nefarious fingerprints all over it. It's almost like he was preparing for this. But I try to stay one step ahead, and I remember what I'm fighting for. Do you? The question is arresting. What are you doing? Even with your memory clouded, you've just been bumbling into other people's stories, breaking things as you go. Well, there's nothing wrong with breaking things. It's like they say, sometimes you have to compromise a few unfertilized cluck beast embryo in the name of a complete breakfast. People say that? You tell her you haven't had a good breakfast in ages. One of the places you were at had swords in the fridge. Also, you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. You're going where the river takes you. But things are different now. There is a great power within you that you are just now realizing. The power to shape the river, to use its waters to scour the lands as you please. A power even he doesn't fully understand. You look down at your hands. Sitting next to her, you start to remember the green room, the story you've fallen into. You tell her there's so much broken and you have no idea how to fix it. You tell her you wish she was real, not just in your head. She'd know what to do. She tilts her head again, inquisitively. Am I, though? Just in your head, I mean? The story is only broken if you accept that it is broken. If you think of the story as something given to you. But it's not. Puppet masters may try and tell you that the strings they are pulling are the only ones. As she says this, her head jerks back oddly, but she continues whispering, calm as ever. Don't be afraid. Don't let anyone tell you that this story belongs to them. Not him. Not anyone. You feel it too. It feels like threads tug at your body, and at hers even more. Her limbs twitch and pull in gruesome pantomime as more and more strings loop around her and disappear skyward. They nearly surround her completely, but you are powerless to resist, paralyzed. It's for you. It's always been for you. Remember, friend, the only question. She only managed to spit out 4 more words as she is swallowed up and tangled in a spider's web of marionette string, choked and broken. What will you do? That that was creepy. That was very creepy. Oh my. The whole scene seems to melt away in searing green, and you are falling, dancing beneath the skilled hands controlling you. He is here. He was already here. The ticking of 1,000 clocks, exactly in time, echoes around you. Did you miss me? I seem to be on your mind. I'm flattered. It's no wonder you're thinking about me just after meeting one of my greatest disappointments. You really do spend too much time around willful little girls. It may start to give you ideas of choice, of challenge. You're relevant because those holding the strings decided you're relevant. An observer. The show must go on. But don't make the mistake these little Ingrids did. It can go on without you. The bits that really matter, at least. What's that? Am I doing this? I'm afraid not, darling. I don't even know to what you're referring. Tears sear at the edge of your eyes again. You try to keep Balder's words in your mind as the strings squeeze the breath out of you. What will you do? This is the famous bling bling? Maybe? Another voice seems to answer from another place entirely. Scratchy and loud, it says, "Fix this." You wake up. Code's tone and a draft greets you. Charming. You blearily open your eyes, memories of the dream already fading to wisps in your mind. You're in the cluttered bedroom, the cluttered respite block that you're sure is Friska's, based on the broken 8 balls scattered everywhere. You pick yourself up off the ground and try to think about how you got here. You passed out back on the brigantine. She must have brought you home. But where is she? You turn around and see a window. You look outside and see a dramatic scene below. Vriska is mind-controlling a group of thralls. Once she must have one off of Dreadclaw while you were out cold. They are marching one by one towards a massive web. Perched in the web is a giant spider having Hulkin hungry. Vriska is about to feed the losers of this game to her Lusus. You can't watch, hide in her room and wait, or intervene. I'm gonna hide first. Okay, holy shit. Vriska's Lusus is a giant spider monster that eats children. This explains so much, and also raises a significant number of questions that you're gonna think about while not watching these kids get eaten. You look for something to distract yourself with. You spot a black raggedy book, much older than anything else in this room, with Vriska's symbol on the cover. You reach for it and open it up, flipping to a random page and seeing what looks like a journal scrawled in cerulean, but not Vriska's handwriting from your character sheet. Looking inside the first page, you see the name Mindfang. You read and holy shit, you're very unsure this is appropriate for a young girl to be reading. You keep flipping through to different parts and wow, it just gets worse. Vriska named her character after this? You lose yourself in hate reading Mindfang's long stories about petty crime, dubious consent, and weirdly detailed descriptions of the outfits of a woman named Redglare. You're surprised then when Vriska walks up the stairs, hands in her pockets looking at the ground. She doesn't even look at you before sitting down on the floor across from you, cross-legged and staring 1,000 yards into the distance. She rocks back and forth, hands still in her pockets. You go to give her a reassuring pat on the back. As soon as you touch her metal shoulder, cold even through her shirt, she turns to you with a jumping glare and hisses like a cat before facing away again. You get the message. She takes an 8-ball out of her inventory again and then savagely, brutally beats it on the stone floor of her room until it's nothing but shards in a puddle. Then the two of you sit. She occasionally picks through the debris of the 8-ball and rocks, clenching and unclenching her fists. But as the minute passes, her breathing slows bit by bit. You don't say a word or bring up what happened. She's the one who talks first. Earlier, you seemed like confused about why I care so much about playing a character. She thumbs the dodgered edge of a worn piece of paper in her sharp-clawed hand, staring at the wall. She still got blood on her jacket, blood that almost makes you retch with the memory of spidery mandibles devouring her spoils. One glimpse of it made you sick. What would dozens do? Hundreds? I mean, it seems obvious to me that the Marquise is the greatest and coolest character ever made. But I've been her for so long, it's sort of like a part of me. Everybody's throwing shapes every day and acting like something, right? Pera que esse som de WhatsApp foi aqui no meu. Achei que fosse cliente, mas não. Beleza, voltando aqui. Deixa eu beber uma água. Tem bastante coisa pra ler nesse, né? Eu já jantei, moço. But most people are so boring. They don't dress up. They don't act. They're always so obsessed with being the exact kind of troll they were yesterday. Maybe you don't have to be the same. Maybe you can go on message boards and try out being someone new and find out you like it. Maybe it's nice to be called something your Lucis doesn't call you. And meet people who only ever knew you as the girl online or on the other ship who is like super badass and good at things. Come on, you can't tell me you've never wanted to be someone else. You've edged a bit closer to her during this rant and are looking at the sheet of paper in her hand. It's a spreadsheet-looking series of boxes she's filled in with red ink. Name: Marquise Spinneret Mindfang. Class: Petticoat Seagrift. Gender: F. Levels: all of them. She's doodled all over the margins, art of her captaining ships and swinging swords and drinking out of goblets. Have you ever wanted to be someone else? The question makes you uncomfortable. Just pondering who you are now fills you with unease. Fuck playing a character, fulfilling out a sheet like this for yourself seems impossible. A piece of paper representing all your physical and mental attributes? The boundaries of every conceivable personality? You don't even know how you'd fill in the gender box. You've been busy making friends, okay? Suddenly she turns on you and there's a desperate kind of crazy intensity in her good eye, like her gaze will burn you. You're going to leave, aren't you? No, yeah, of course, everybody does. Do you think I like this? I used to have a partner. She didn't like it either, but she helped anyway. Like you, I guess. Except she didn't puke when she saw blood. And also not like you at all. She made rules. She loved rules. She loves rules. And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not like big on those. Gambling and queens broke rules all the time. And that's just what you've gotta do to survive. To make the voice stop haranguing me. And like, she heard her losses in her head too? But she didn't need anything from her. What's that even like? I've got to be the best. I have to. I didn't get to all the levels just to look at them on the sheet. You saw me out there. It's dangerous. She tried to kill me and left me alone. And then I got even because that's what you have to do to backstabbers. But I still don't feel even. It doesn't bother her. Nobody ever cares. They just leave and move on, and I'm still stuck here on this stupid world. How are people mad at me for putting losers out of their fucking misery? This planet fucking sucks. Whoo boy, that's a lot. You let her finish her tirade. She hasn't looked straight at you for the whole thing. You gently ask about how her Moirail, who you did just befriend, would feel about her saying she's alone. You see a lot of thoughts flicker through her head and a lot of expressions dance across her face. She settles onto a look like she's smelling something off. People always want shit from other people. Sometimes you know somebody and you can't describe like what your whole deal is. You grow up with these ideas about what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to be. You get handed down these strict categories, tables in your player's handbook. And you read stories or journals or whatever that say this is a mate spirit, you feel like this about them. And you have a Moirail that meddles with you because you're just too broken for her and she just wants. Or you get told, oh, this is what a rival looks like, and then you look at your black date and it's just an absolutely repulsive slimy eel who always wants you to kiss him and ew. Man, I could really upgrade in that department. But then there's someone that comes along and none of that stuff makes sense to you. You just like being with her. Or it's not even like you just feel like shit makes more sense with her. I would say it's like you have this voice in your head saying you're not good enough all the time, but she makes it quiet, but I actually do have a voice in my head saying I'm not good enough. God, I'm not explaining this right. What I'm trying to say is... yeah, that's a doomsday device. Everyone lives, nobody cares, and we're all waiting on a call up to war. And look, I'm ready. I'm the best at war, it's just a big flarp. But I'd rather have a plan B. You give Risk a moment to breathe. You don't give her a reassuring touch on the back, remembering her jump and hiss when you tried that last. She's like a feral cat, this girl. Tangled, greasy hair droops over shoulders that are always hunched up, like something would come for her throat if she exposed it to anyone. You wonder if she ever let her shoulders down around the girl she's talking about, an ex perhaps? Of course she did. You wonder if she ever will again. You hear a psst in your ear and a squirrely little laugh, and suddenly remember a green rune, and that you've had this thought before somehow. You ask her the question that's been consuming you, or more accurately, not consuming you. Why were you left up here when everyone else got fed to the spider? She tenses up immediately when you ask this, and takes some time to clench her fists, then release them. Some people are off limits. She has to eat, but she doesn't eat my friends when I bring her enough food. And you're counted as off limits? You're one of her friends? Oh my god, don't get a big head about it. I wouldn't let her eat Carcat either, and he's not like my BFFC for life or anything. Plus, you helped me out, and that's the pirate code. Plus, Fussy Fangs would be mad. It must be hard separating trolls into two classes, friends and food, like that. It must be hard, and nobody understands. I mean, that's how it works here. Everybody's got someone to kick down on. Except Rustbloods, but then's the brakes. Somebody's gotta be on the bottom to keep the whole shebang afloat. Killing people lower down than you is what all the school feeds say you're supposed to do. To get ready for a life of space war against... Well, it mostly seems like they just kill more lowbloods. That's all it ever is. My ancestor... She looks left and right as though she's going to be overheard, then leans in smirkingly. She sounds like she's letting you in on a secret. A secret. Or a circuit. People are like food. Don't enter. My god, what? Okay, that's dangerous, yes. What? What did I just read? Oh my. My ancestor, Mindfang, she sailed around being the terror of the high seas for a while, but she fell in with a group that was going to do something about all that. A bunch of weirdos led by a mutant who wanted revolution. I've always wanted to be like her. I liked using her name more than my own for a while. Dressing up like her, learning to sail, but I always end up back here with a pile of corpses. That's having a loses, right? Sometimes you don't get to do what you want to do. She talks to me, you know. It only stops when she's full. Always, 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 always whispering in my head. Saying I was fatter than her. Saying I deserved all the things that happened to me. Even when I was bleeding out on this floor. You look at the cold, cluttered, uncomfortably drafty room. Whatever happened to her face and arm must have happened here. You see a broken figure silhouetted on the wall. You look back at Vriska, and you know what she is. For all the bombast, insults, killing. You're looking at a survivor. You're looking at someone who did nothing wrong. Oh my god. I can't even start telling you how this is problematic, but okay, moving on. You remember Dave's carefully crafted defense of a persona? You remember Rose eating oatmeal for dinner in a drafty brutalist mansion, Jade in the shadow of a volcano raising herself. Your world can be as brutal as this one. Earth makes survivors too, and you have made a difference for them, one at a time. All of that nihilistic bullshit earlier feels like it was shouted at you by some meddling voice, someone holding the strings. Fuck that! You're gonna be a goddamn hero today. You're gonna make friends with this whole fucking planet if you have to, and you're going to make it better. Or at least less of a complete dumpster. You tell Vriska you'll be right back and sprint down a spiral staircase. You keep running, pumping your beautiful legs straight out the door of Vriska's giant hive. You don't have to color inside the lines of someone else's story. This is your motherfucking narrative, Null. Ustral Mordukin. You take a leap when you reach the cliff and barrel over, falling fast, wind wiping past your face as you tumble through the air towards the giant white spider. A leap not of fate, but of hope. You crash into the carapace of Vriska's terrible murder mom hard, cracking it with a piercing shriek. At the same time, you... Zap. hundreds of feet above the mouth of the volcano on Jade's Island and kick off the back of the spider, leaving the giant straw-gorged arachnid tumbling into the lava as you zap back to Alternia, back to Vriska's respite block. You appear behind her. She doesn't notice you. She's looking out her window, down at the empty web, with a shocked expression. Still looking out the window, her stunned silence turns slowly into a grin, someone less generous than you would describe as shit-eating. Holy shit, Cyberl, you actually did something! Hell fucking yes, I killed Vriska's mom. Everything's alright now. I guess. So that's route number 2. And now, we're gonna do route number 3. Let's do this. Caralho, é muito difícil tirar aquele que eu tirei da outra vez. Meu Deus. No aleatório, eu digo. Oh. Fala, August, tudo bom? É a mãe da Vriska, pô. Vamos fazer o quê? E obrigado por seguir, August. Acho que foi você que seguiu por último. I'm gonna intervene now. Holy shit. This was supposed to be a game. These innocent kids are getting fed to a fucking spider, and it's all because of your definitely essential contributions to Vriska victory. This is so messed up. Games don't cause violence, you think, as you rush down the stairwell. They can't. Vriska is going to discredit an entire generation of gamers and add fuel to the fire of anti-gaming activism with this kind of behavior. Oh, and also kill some kids. That's like normal. Alternative stakes though. You've gotta defend the integrity of Fortnite. That's much more important, obviously. Oh my. You rush out into the late night air, too late to save a tranquilized, mind-controlled olive blood from being torn asunder. Vriska loses hold of the troll boy in her 4 legs, petty paws, pops, tearing through clothing and chelicerae tearing into grey flesh, feeding a winding intestine into her mouth. You feel like you're gonna yards. You have no idea what you're doing. Vriska yes. Vriska yes. Vriska gis. A type of suit? I don't follow. Sorry. You have no idea what you're doing and standing out here alone against a giant. Oh, I don't know about that, but yeah, okay. A giant monster and this gaggle of mind control thralls. But you gulp down some air and yell, "Stop!" Vriska turns to you and she doesn't look like she's doing a lot better, frankly. She's got a similarly sick expression on her face. But something in her eyes is that resigned. Her expression crumples into a skull. What the fuck are you doing? She squints her one eye in pain, like there's a voice screaming inside her head. I know, okay? I know. I'm dealing with it. She steps up towards you, and you see cerulean dice appear one at a time between her fingers. The dice are sparkling with cold blue flame. You suddenly feel as though you're going to have a very, very bad time. First, you fall asleep on me like a weenie, and I have to fight the last encounter all on my own. Then I carry you back to safety even though we just met. You owe me. Turn around and go back, now. You look up past her at the giant spider. The awful noise of squelching has stopped. 8 eyes are trained on you, blinking out of order. A spattered pollock palette of multicolored blood is smeared all over her slavering mouth. There's 7 trolls still standing there beside her, mindless, mouths lolling. Next. You don't turn around. You don't go back. You stand your ground, unarmed and without a plan. Surely your new friend will see how wrong this is. Vriska looks hurt for a moment, betrayed, but the same glare settles back on her face. You think you're a big hero stopping this dangerous bitch, right? Happy as a bivalve mollusk about your little protagonist moment. You're being stupid. You don't understand what's happening here. What I have to do. You can't fix this. Nobody can. So now you're just another little weenie who thinks they're a hero and I'm a villain. So sure, I'll play ball. I'll be exactly what you want. She tosses her dice on the ground. Baroness restraint. The dice glow with a blue flame as they tumble to a stop. An ethereal whip materializes and snaps around your ankles, and you are dragged dizzyingly fast towards the spider's web. The friction of your ass on the rocky cliff face tears the butt off of your flarp costume, exposing your delicate cheeks to shafting, your greatest asset. But things get far worse than that as you are flung directly into the clutches of the horrific arachnid. The fangs of Vriska's lusus pierce your skin and pump you full of a numbing venom that causes everything to fade to black and static numbness. Which is good because she's beginning to eat you alive. It's also good because you can't see or hear a little girl sniffle a sniffle, holding herself with crossed arms. Fala, Zeno, tudo bom? One mechanical, and rocking back and forth, watching another friend consumed by this chaos that never leaves her. Great work, hero. You got bored. Oh my, that's my finale. Yeah. That's what's left of me. Game over. Just my hat to tell the story. Ah, pois é, né? A Rooster Teeth foi, ó, de Americanas. And if she opens a tavern with a very dirty place, we can say that is Vriska fuck. Oh my. This is a game over, so yeah. That's all the routes for today. Okay, I did the first route, which is this one. I did the second route, which is this one. Yeah, that one. And then I did the last route, which is... oh, it's this right here. Yeah, that's what I did. Dainty de Gala is dead? Yes, it is. Her name is horrible to create puns. But you've made it anyway, so you're the boss. What do we have here? Mother Thrower. You changed Vriska's life forever. You wonder what broiled spiders taste like. Oh my. That's concerning. Yeah, so today we did Vriska's route, and the next time we are live on Wednesday, which will be luckily in the 20th of this month, 20 de março. Next week, I won't be live streaming, okay? Next week, there will be no streams. I won't make no live stream because I'll be traveling. You know, I won't be at my house. Meu Deus, Matheus. Oh my god, Matheus. Silver flower? What? No. Okay, next time we meet here. Thank you for the hug. Próxima vez vai ser o Equias, o Sagitário. Begin the friendship process. Volume 7, rota 1. Deixa eu ver quantas... quantos finais a gente tem pra esse daqui. Parece ser pequeno também. Esse aqui da Brisca, ele foi um pouquinho maior do que a gente tava vendo, né? Ah, tem uma... Tem duas coisas que eu posso fazer extra aqui, gente. Eu vi aqui na Steam. Aqui, ó. Se eu chegar aqui na rota da Brisca, brincar de flarp com ela. E se eu fizer a mesma... Aqui, ó. A mesma classe que a dela, eu vou ter uma... Ah, passou muito rápido, não deu pra ver. Passou muito rápido, eu não quero que fique... Eu não quero que fique rápido. Agora eu consigo a Infantry Cerebral. Tem que ser a mesma classe que a dela. Ela vai ficar putaça, não vai deixar. Deixa eu ver as classes que eu tenho que pôr. Tem que ser o Hub e o LVG. Pronto. A moto passando. Your two start No double, speak again. Ok, I get it now. E a outra coisa que eu posso fazer é colocar app e img, tá? App e img. Aí esse aqui pode ser aleatório. Gente do céu, quem é que tá mandando tanta mensagem no WhatsApp? Deve ser grupo. Boy Skylark. Oh my god, you dopey big potential types are all the same. Good luck winning anything with that pathetic class. Então, diz que essas coisas que eu fiz vão me dar... conquistas. Ah, consegui mesmo. No doubles. There's only roof for one petticoat seagriff of the high seas. Winnie, you and Tavros have a lot in common. É porque eu escolhi a classe dele. E aqui porque eu escolhi a classe dela. Olha só que bacana. Agora sim eu tenho certeza que a gente fez tudo que a gente podia fazer. Abriscado. The songs like Bubblegum Inside the Brain, love it. Travel, Dr. Zoo? You want a vlog of the travel? No! I'm not going to do a vlog of the travel. I'm not going to take my cell phone and film myself on the bus. It's very dangerous. Yeah. So... A rota do Equius, ela é pequena. Então a próxima vez que eu fizer a live de Pesterquest vai ser pequena, já podem esperar. É, pessoal, então é isso que restou. Ah, é grupo mesmo. Eles estão fervendo aqui com alguma coisa. É, eu vou só silenciar as notificações por algumas horas, porque, né, difícil. Não é nada de trabalho. E é isso. Semana que vem não tem live, não vou estar em casa. Rezem pra que eu tenha uma boa viagem, por favor, porque tô morrendo de medo, mas vai dar tudo certo. Ou essa live aqui não foi curta, não. Em relação com a passada, não foi... Essa aqui foi maior. Essa aqui foi maior do que as 2 lives passadas. Então eu vou viajar na... Quase sexta-feira, assim, sabe? Tipo, já vai ser sexta-feira, praticamente. Que vai ser de noite. Então, torçam pra que eu chegue lá muito bem. Obrigada, gente. Então, até a próxima, tá? Fiquem bem. Deixa eu ver se eu faço raid pra alguém. Vai dar tudo certo. Olha, eu posso fazer raid pra Kuro. Kuro é VTuber. Tá jogando Valorant. Vão lá dar carinho. E é isso, gente. Muito obrigada. E fui. Vamos lá, Cip. Tchau!